All right, I'm back, and this time I'm actually going to show you all the photos that I took with my very first Polaroid Now Plus camera. If you watched my prior video, you saw me unbox it, you saw some of my first impressions, you saw some of the things I liked and didn't like about the camera, but now I'm actually going to show you the results of some of the pictures that I actually took. Some of them are great, some of them are not so great, and some of them lets me know that I got a lot of work to do. But I'm gonna put the time and effort into learning this Polaroid Now Plus camera, and I'm gonna take some epic pictures. So let's go to get started. Obviously, the first film pack that I actually had, I only had 8 films in there. So I was only able to take 8 pictures, but I'm gonna show you each and every one of them. And we're gonna go through and I'm gonna show you what I did and didn't do, what I learned about some of the pictures that I took and some of the things that I need to incorporate further when I'm outside or indoors taking pictures with this Polaroid camera. So first up is my very first Polaroid Now Plus picture, which is me sitting outside, no flash, didn't know what I was doing, fresh out of the box, and I let it develop and I was like, oh my God, this picture is dope. I thought I was doing good. I thought I knew what I was doing with this Polaroid Now camera based on my first one. Obviously, I feel like it got better. The picture quality got better as I let it develop and as I let it sit on the darkness or whatever. And it looks fantastic right now. But very first one, thought I was doing my thing. I thought I was on my way. I thought I was about to be the next biggest Polaroid camera picture taker ever. So I got home and the Christmas tree obviously was still up, right? So I grabbed my son and we took this picture. This picture don't look like the first picture. I did change some settings a little bit. Only thing that I did was, I think I actually forgot to turn on the flash with this one. I think I turned it off, maybe, just to see how it was because we had the lights turned on, the Christmas lights was on. I was like, maybe it don't need a flash. So I turned it off and it came out like this. I was highly disappointed. And I didn't know it was really gonna turn out like this until about an hour later after it fully developed. Obviously, it does not take an hour for a Polaroid picture to develop. It takes about 10, 15 minutes. But after 15 minutes, I looked at it. I was like, man, this thing is still pretty dark. Let me set it back down again and maybe it'll come out a little bit more clear. It never did. So even indoors, if the lighting is not that great, you still might want to use a flash. Don't be like me and be indoors and turn the flash off because you feel that the background light is still great enough to where you don't need a flash. By this picture right here, you can see I probably could have used a flash and I probably could have took it over, but by that time he was getting all agitated or whatever. He didn't want to take no more pictures, but that is picture number 2. Didn't turn out so hot. That is without the flash as well. So turn on the flash even when you're indoors. Obviously that's common sense, but I ain't think of that. You know what I'm saying? This third picture here was actually me just sitting in my chair. That is actually with the flash. And I think it kind of turned out pretty good considering the environment that I was actually in. So using the flash indoors definitely worked out well for this particular picture. It looks pretty dope. I mean, I ain't got no issues with it. I thought it was a pretty nice picture of me sitting back with all the lighting that I actually had. I think I had my key lights on and also had the overhead lights on in the room as well. And that particular picture turned out pretty dope. So no complaints there. Again, that is with the flash. That is indoors. Turned out okay. Obviously, I probably could have changed some different settings, but I'm still the beginner at all this. So moving on to the third picture. No, the fourth picture was actually my son outside again. So what was different about this particular picture compared to the first picture was actually, I think I might have turned the flash off again, which it shouldn't have been a problem. But I think with this picture here, I think I was too far away from him. With the Polaroid picture, I'm learning that you should really be up and close and personal with your image, right? You shouldn't be too far off from your image. You should be, I think the guide is about what, 40 centimeters or something like that, 40 centimeters away from the object that you're taking. So I think I was a little bit too far off from him in order for it to come out a little bit clear. I also think the outsideness of the glare of the house or something like that maybe played a part in this particular picture. I don't know. It didn't turn out great like the first one, but yeah, I need some work. I need some work on this particular picture right here. This 15 fifth picture here is actually him outside in the backyard or whatever. It turned out great. I think the sunlight kind of played a little bit part in that. Lighting is everything when it comes to this Polaroid, right? So I hear that you really shouldn't be like facing the sun. Like the sun should be like behind you, like totally behind you when it comes to the brightness. I don't know what I'm really talking about, but I'm learning, and this picture turned out okay. I think the shadows maybe kind of played a little part in the Polaroid, but hey, it turned out okay for it to be outside. It was definitely not the first one, but this one turned out pretty great as well. And one of the things that I want to bring out is that in the very first picture, I used a tripod. And these other pictures that I've been taking, I just been like, whatever. And I think maybe the hand may be shaking a little bit because, you know, when you press the button, the camera lens opens up slowly or fast or whatever. And if you move in your hand or you shake your hand a little bit, that could kind of throw out the image as well with this Polaroid. So I highly recommend using the tripod every single time that you maybe try to take a picture. And it has solo mode via the app. So you can take solo pictures with this, and it has a self timer to where you can put it on a tripod or put it like on a desk or a chair and run and take your picture. So it works. This what? The next picture is actually my son indoors again with the flash on. So obviously you can see the difference with the flash indoors and without the flash indoors as well. So that one was a pretty good picture. It turned out okay, considering he was just sitting like on the stairs or whatever and it had a flash on it. And I believe I used a tripod for this picture as well. So that's the theme of it, right? Using the tripod with this Polaroid camera, pictures might turn out a little bit better versus you freelancing it, taking a picture. This next picture was actually indoors as well. Didn't turn out so hot. I believe this one didn't have the flash on as well. So I turned the flash off because once again, me being the genius that I thought I was, indoors in a room with enough lighting, why would I need a flash? I highly recommend even indoors, you use a flash. And this is Polaroid. One of the biggest things that I probably don't like about the Polaroid is that you kind of in the beginning stages, being an amateur that I am, I do have to go through a lot of film in order to fully understand what I can and can't do with this Polaroid camera. And film is not cheap. Film is not easy to find. So I'm kind of burning through film as I'm learning this camera. But hopefully in the future, maybe a few videos down from now, I can do some more picture taking videos and be like, hey, bam, 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 bam. All these pictures turned out great because over the period of time when I was taking bad pictures, I learned from my mistakes and I got better. So I'm looking forward to that process of getting a lot better with these Polaroid cameras. But overall, I like it. I like the pictures of how they came out so far. And you got to remember, this Polaroid camera is like old, right? So, you know, you got to get some of these vintage type photos out there in order to make it look good. So, but overall, I'm enjoying it. I showed you guys all the pictures that I've taken. That was with the very first film pack that I had with this camera. And again, I like some of the pictures. I hate some of the pictures, but overall, I'm gonna get a little bit better. I'm gonna keep posting some of my videos. And if you haven't seen my unboxing video of the Polaroid Now camera, make sure you look at the video. I'm gonna try to put it somewhere on the screen. I think I could do that somewhere, but reference my older video with me unboxing it. Take a look at it, leave your comments, and let me know whatever else you want to see when it comes to this Polaroid Now camera. This was actually a requested video where someone said, hey, you should go ahead and post some of the results of some of your pictures, and here I am. So I loved them, hated them. We're gonna get better, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, make sure you turn on your bell icon so you know when I drop these videos. You can hurry up and watch them and like them and share them out to your friends and stuff like that. But Richblkman, catch you guys on the next video.